And the only thing that's described of him is he is big. Hello everyone! Welcome back to my channel. This is Sinag and welcome to a new video. So in this video, I'm going to review the 4 books that I have read yesterday. So I actually have read 4 books in a single day and I'm so happy with that because I just got back from a very intense kind of reading slump where I don't have the motivation to read books, and yesterday I just got back to reading again, so I really am happy for that. So in this video I'm just going to review them since I didn't have a chance to record my thoughts while reading yesterday. But anyway, we're doing a bit of a different thing for me, so we're doing review style kind of video. As I've said, I have 4 books to review. So the first one is The Chicken Soup Gone to Hell by Cara Wylde. So this one actually is a paranormal romance between a demon and a witch. Who doesn't know that she's a witch? So in this one, Katie, our witch, or she doesn't know that she's a witch, accidentally summons Asmodeus, which is a prince of hell, and she do that by following a recipe from the cookbook her grandma left behind. So she doesn't know that her grandma is a kitchen witch, and the cookbook that she has found was actually a book of spells or book of shadows, I think, and the spell was actually, I don't know how because it was not explained really well, but the spell is actually in the recipe. Like, the recipe was still the same, like on how to make a chicken soup, for example, or lasagna, but I don't know, but by following the recipe, somehow it do something, spell things. Like, it was not explained well, just like I've said. But yes, but I think that's my number one kind of con for this book, is that I wish we could have delved deeper into the cookbook, into the spell that her grandmother made. But other than that, the unique premise of it was very intriguing and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the fact that she unintentionally summons a demon just by cooking something, based on my notes here, because I have notes now, so that I have a guide when reviewing. And I put here that I wish the recipes and the witchcraft in general in this book was further explored, since the witchcraft is very intriguing. But I hope that the author will explore it more on the next books, because so far right now the 3rd book is currently on pre-order, I think. I'm giving it 4 stars because it's really enjoyable. It's really great. The reason why it's at a 5 stars because of the lack of witchcraft things that I wanted in here, and I wish it delve deeper into that. Anyway, I really enjoyed that. Then the next book that I have started and finished yesterday is the newest release from Regine Abel, which is I Married a Minotaur from the Prime Mating Agency. So this is book 5, and this one I actually really love because, as if you have watched my video talking about I Married a Birdman, which is the 3rd book, I mentioned in there that I love the world building. Based from what I can remember, I mentioned that I love the world building and I wish that we could have stayed more in there, because there's a lot of things that Regine Abel could do with the world and with the remaining set of characters in that world. And this one is, I'm very happy because we got back to that. This one is in the same world as I Married a Birdman, so this is in Sibos. And this one, our hero is the Urus Great Chieftain. So the antagonist in the 3rd book, in the I Married a Birdman, which is Zatruk, he is our hero in this one, I Married a Minotaur. So he is, or the Urus in general, are a bit of a mix of an orc and a minotaur. And as usual, I love the world building in this one. I love that we get to delve deep into the cultures of the Euros, because in the third book, in the I Married a Merman, we only get to know more about the culture of the Zelkonians, the bird-like people, and the humans, the Castan colony. But the Euros and their culture are unknown to us all, because they were not, or at least their culture was not really explored much. And this one gave all of what I wanted from that book. So, despite that book being my least favorite in this series, this one is actually one of my favorites, alongside I Married a Naga. And then, yeah, so I can still decide which one I like more, but definitely they are tied in the first place. So anyway, let's go back to my notes, so that I won't stray far from what this book is all about. So let's talk about the character. So Zatruk, as I have said, he is the great chieftain of the Eurus clan. So the Eurus clan actually has I think seven clans in general, and then each clan has a chieftain, and Zatruk is the great chieftain, so he's even higher in rank. So he's like the highest ranking authority among the chieftains and the clans. So that's his position. And he's actually, the Euros are very interesting species, because it's in their DNA to be battle oriented, or they always wanted to fight with each other due to their increasing testosterone. And then and it's really in their genes or in their blood, so they really can't do much about it. But Zatruk has found or not him, but some of their people has found a way to control that. But of course, not everyone is willing to adhere to that, or to do, or to eat basically the petals of a plant. Anyway, if you read this, you'll easily get, because it was explained really well. But anyway, I really enjoyed learning about the Eurus culture. Speaking of culture, let's dive deep to the future first, before we talk about the female heroine, which is Rihanna. So the Eurus culture are very at first I kind of side eye it, and I think at first I thought I was going to hate this book, because though in general I respect other people, other species culture, but when it violates human rights, or other people's rights, or alien rights, whatever it is, as long as it violates the personhood, or the rights of someone sentient, it's a no for me. Like, it's no. It's a no for me. So in this one kasi, the Euros have this kind of slavery culture, and I really don't like, and the way that it was spoken of in this book, because the scene here is that without getting too much into detail, Zatruk mentioned to Rihanna the slavery culture, because Rihanna defeated what's his name, Wonjin in a duel kinda. And in their culture kasi, if someone issues a fight, and whoever loses will become a slave to the winner, and then the winner can do of course, since that person will be a slave, the winner can do anything that they wanted to do with that with the loser. So the way that Zatruk mentioned it so casually to Rihanna, and the examples that he gave on what they do to their to the loser or the slave, it's very I don't like it. And it's for them, though in their culture kasi, they it's kind of normal for them because they always like to battle like that, and their form um showing punishment to the loser, I'm not going to call it to the loser, is in the form of degradation like that. And and when I read that, it left a bad taste in my mouth, and was really um I was really worried because I think I will not like this book anymore if this goes on, because at that point Zatruk only mentioned it to Rihanna. And the good thing in here is that Rihanna challenged that notion, and she didn't continue this because she's the one who defeated Wonjin, so she's technically kind of the owner of the loser. So she when she knew about it, she immediately released him and challenges Zatruk about the about that culture, about their slavery culture, though it was not further talked about, or there was though after that kasi it was not talked about anymore, like it was not brought up again. So it is the slavery culture was challenged, but not to the highest extent, or it is not brought up again. It is not the main focus of the story, and it never happened again, something like that. So I just want to take note of that because it's so kind of triggering to read when you didn't expect it. Anyway, okay, let's now go to Rihanna first. So Rihanna, she is actually a bounty hunter and smuggler. She's a human, and the reason why she was entered into this primating agency is because she was before Kayog actually go to her and ask her to be included in this primating agency and to be mated with Zatruk. Rihanna was actually in a cell. She's actually going to be jailed because she was caught smuggling goods, which is actually not hers in the first place. Like her partner, something like that. Her partner is the one who actually did that and framed her for it. Anyway, so that's the start, and I actually like Rihanna a lot because she's very strong in her own way, and she knows how to use her strengths, because she recognized early on that she is small and weak physically compared to the Eurus, which are very big, and they basically look like a giant because they are a mixture of orc and minotaur. So Rihanna was able to use her disadvantage being small and being fast. And aside from that, since she has a lot of experience with you as a human and as someone who works in the shadier business in the outer space and being a bounty hunter and smuggler like that, she was able to use her knowledge to help the Eurus in achieving peace. So with regards to that, let's now go to the plot of the book, or the themes that we have seen in this book, because it's really I really like among the entire series so far, this is the book that I like the plot the most, because you really see a lot of the culture and the themes. Because in this one, as I have mentioned a while ago, the Eurus, they are a very violent species, and they have a genetic thing, or DNA, or it is in their DNA to love violence and to fight with each other. So they are actually having this I don't know if it is yearly or not, but they have this blood rage kind of thing wherein they lose all of their logical reasoning, like that, their reasoning, and they are consumed by rage and the desire to fight. So during that time, usually the males, because it only happens in male because of the testosterone, or the increased in testosterone, majority of the males usually during blood rage or great war, as what they called, die because this is like the maximum, or the very maximum intense kind of rage we're in, because when they're fighting, they usually do that until the until someone in that fight either submitted or knocked out, but never dead. But in the Great War, the usual ending of it is death, because I don't know, because they're very bloodlusted ganyan, and they really wanted to fight, and basically they lose their control to themselves, like they cannot control what they do and can think properly during that time. So a lot of the Euros was actually usually what do you call it, usually grow up without a father because of that. So Zatruk, our leader, our great chieftain in the Euros clan, wants to change that, and he wants to do that by, first of all, stopping the cycle of violence, because it happens as what they have mentioned in the book. It happens that because it happens, it's a cycle, like their father will enter into a blood rage, and then they're going to kill each other, and then the young Euros, both women and men, were going to be left as either orphan because their mother can't bear the loss of their father and goes away, or they was raised by their single mother. So when they reach adulthood, they are going to do the same as what their father did, and the cycle of violence, basically. So he wanted to stop that. That's like his main priority. And in this one, I really like, because they have already the solution as to how to do that, how to execute that, and what they need is help from the other species in their world in Cebu. So basically that's the Zelconians and the humans. So I like the community aspect in this one, and I love that they are willing to interact with the other species, and to basically, because peace cannot be attained in just your own bubble. Like if you wanted to really achieve peace, especially peace because the Euros, they have a lot of clans in the world, while as we know, the Zelconians, the Sinsara, their home, or their what they call their home in that world is in the sky, because they are birds. And then the humans only have one clan or one colony, the Castan. So basically the Euros kind of in terms of the number of in terms of population and logistics, the Euros is the species that kind of rules the land because of their large number and the logistics of it. But yeah, so it's hard to attain peace by your own, and I love that they emphasize the communal aspect, and and how they highlighted, or how in this book all of the species contribution or great characteristics was highlighted on how they would use their own strengths and their own characteristics or personalities in assuring that the world will be peaceful, or to achieve peace, basically. So I enjoyed that, and so I love that the kind of the macro plot in this one is for the societal change towards peace, and having a harmonious living with the Salconians and the humans. So I really appreciate that and enjoy that. And yeah, so I have a lot to say with the I Married a Minotaur, because it's really great for me. I really enjoyed this one, and this is one of my favorites from this series. So I give it obviously a 5 stars, and I really enjoyed it, because I love how cinnamon roll hero kind of hero is Zatruk, and how he dotes on Rihanna, and they are actually a perfect couple for me because they balance each other really well, not just in physical capabilities but also in their mental capabilities and knowledge, and they're just a perfect couple together. So I highly recommend this one if you would want to read. But you can read anything here naman out of order, but I highly suggest that you first read the third book, I Married a Birdman, before reading this book, so that you'll be able to know the world na, and then in this one you're just exploring it already, because you already know the world. And because in this one we also have seen the previous characters in the third book. So we have seen Luana and Dakas and the other human people and bird people. So the third book that I actually finished last night actually, is an audiobook. So it is Under One Roof by Ali Hazelwood. The thing that I like the most in this one is the discussion about women in STEM and how annoying men are, especially white men. And I really sympathize with Mara in her predicament. But the thing is, I think this book has a lot of potential and great discussions that could have been done. But since this is very short, this is, I think, a 4-hour audiobook. And because I listen to audiobooks in 2.3 speed, it's 1 hour and 30 minutes only in mine. So the themes were not explored more. Like, I feel like the author kind of dips her toe into it, but didn't fully commit. I feel like we could have talked about this more. We could have explored it more. But yes, since it's so short, I kind of find it lacking in terms of the conclusion part. Like, we just got there, but we just got there and then we stopped, and then we didn't have anything anymore. I don't know if I'm making sense, but I kind of low battery na right now. Anyway, so other than that, I also don't like the hero because he's so bland. He doesn't have a personality, and the only thing that's described of him is he is big. He is bigger than her, which is totally like the description of Adam in the Love Hypothesis. And now I'm afraid to read the Love Hypothesis again. I find the hero really bland, and he doesn't have a personality. Like, and aside from that, their instant attraction, it's just I don't know how to explain it, but anyway, I just don't buy their chemistry together and how they became a couple, because at the very start they have an instant attraction, and the process is very abrupt, and we didn't get to see them really being together. Like, I feel like them being together was told to us and not shown, and I don't like it. I basically don't like that we don't get to see the process of them being together. Yes, I know that we get to see them per month until the present day happen, but I don't know, the writing style didn't give me what I want in terms of the process or gradual progress of the relationship from being strangers to acquaintances to somehow kind of enemies and then friends and then lovers. I didn't buy that. I didn't buy their chemistry and their progress towards their happily ever after, or happy for now. So yeah, so I'm giving it 3 stars. Okay, so please excuse my state right now because I just finished our case study defense a while ago. And so anyway anyway, let's now move forward to the last book that I have read for last night. The last book that I have read last night. So the last book that I have read is Maybe This Time by Christina C. Jones. So this is a novella in the... Oh my gosh, I forgot what's the name of the series, but it is a novella in that series. And this is the Friends to Lovers that I like. This is about Des and Trace. So, they actually had a drunken marriage in Vegas, and yeah, so that's it. They are friends, and then they have a drunken marriage, and then they become my lovers like that. So let's go on to my points one by one. So first in my notes is the healthy divorce in this one, because Trace is actually a divorced na. He's divorced na. So he actually had a son, a teenage son. I think he's 17 years old. And what I loved in this one is the portrayal of healthy divorce, because in this one, Trace and his ex-wife Leona are still in good communication. And basically, the reason why they divorced is that they are in great communication, and their divorce wasn't and their divorce isn't messy, and they are very mature, and they handle the situation really well. And I really appreciate that, since from what I have read in books, the divorce usually have a very messy and kind of crappy experience for the people involved. And this one, I really, though it happens in reality, but in this one I appreciate that we have mature characters that are really not they are not toxic to each other. Aside from that, the positive portrayal of sex or sex positivity, I also appreciate that. So I have mentioned that our hero Trace has a 17-year-old son, and I appreciate that the parents in this book, though of course, as parents, they think that their children are still babies like that, but I appreciate that the parents in this book understood that their children are in their teenage years and growing and slowly and gradually turning into an adult. And I love that, and I appreciate that they are open to discussion, or to discuss with them things such as contraceptives and sex, and sex education. And in this day and age, I really appreciate that, and how Des in this book really educated Trace and his girlfriend educated TJ and Diana regarding that. And I also appreciated how this book and Des really emphasizes that it's the woman's choice on what they're going to do with their body, aka my body, my choice. And I really appreciated that, and how she uplifts Tiana during that time. Anyway, if you read this book, you'll know. So aside from that, in adjacent to that or related to that is the great parenting. I really appreciate the parenting of Leona and Trace to TJ, because they really tried to understand him and see the situation in his point of view, and support him on his on whatever it is he likes to do, as long as they are protected and they are guided, then they support him, something like that. I love the understanding and the and how open-minded these parents are to the children. So the last thing that I wanted to talk about is Des and her thing with marriage and having children. So both of them actually are in their mid-adult life. I think late 30s to early 40s, if my memory serves me right. But Des actually at first, before everything else, she don't want marriage, and she don't want children. And that's what she thought back then during her 20s and early 30s. But now she kind of have a epiphany, or she have a realization that she wanted to, yes, be married and have children. And I can't explain it really well right now, but if you read the book, it's really I like how Christina C. Jones discussed that, or opened that for discussion. And I find it really comforting to read, because right now I'm actually in my early 20s, and I also don't want to be married and to have children. But I loved how Christina C. Jones, or how Des in this story was, it's okay, like it's natural, like even though your parents or other people was asking you, when are you getting married, or when are you having children, she stood her ground and assert herself that no, this is what I wanted to do, and this is what I'm going to do. And so, and the fact that she, and I really appreciate that, as well as the changing of opinions, or changing of stance once you have more experience or more knowledge about it. Because in this one, Des changed her opinion about marriage and children, because she now wanted to have those. And I I don't know if I'm explaining it well, but in the book it's really good how it is shown, and how everyone in her environment, or in her circle, uplifted her, because yes, it is normal for people to change their minds, especially to very important and very very heavy things like marriage and children, because these things affects other people outside of you. So I really enjoyed how this was discussed, and how this is shown in the book. And I sympathize with that. And yes, so because someday because right now I don't want to be married and have children, doesn't mean that until the day that I die I don't want to, because there are times where I am changing my mind like that, and I want to be given the same upliftment and grace as what the people around Des give to her, like that. So I really enjoy that and appreciate that. And yeah, so I'm actually giving this one a 4 stars, because I really enjoyed it, and I really enjoyed the dynamics between Trace and Des. And also, this one is very steamy. It started out with a bang, and it's really good. I highly suggest Christina C. Jones when you want to read very steamy romances. And this one, I also bought their them being friends, because they really have that connection and understanding with each other, and the progression from being friends to lovers is very normal to me, and it's very natural to see them grow into that, or to see their progression to that. So yeah, so I really enjoyed it. And also, this is Black love, so both of our main characters are Black identifying individuals, so we love to see it as well. And yeah, so I really enjoyed this book, and I highly recommend it. So basically, to sum it all up, I highly recommend I Married a Minotaur by Regine Abel, Maybe This Time by Christina C. Jones. And yeah, so that's the 2 books that I'm going to highly recommend. And then Chicken Soup Gone to Hell, if you like the premise, then go ahead, read it. But I'm still feeling a bit of robbed, or I think the witchcraft element in that one is lacking. But if you want to read it, then go. And then Under One Roof, if you have read The Love Hypothesis, it's not that I don't suggest that book, but it's not that I don't suggest Under One Roof. But if you have read The Love Hypothesis already, then it's not a loss, basically. So if you want to read it based on the premise, then go. But it's just a middle 3 stars, an okay book for me. Anyway, that's it for this video of me reviewing the books that I have read yesterday. So I really am excited to do more of this na, of reading vlogs and review and recommendations videos, because now I can finally say that I am finally done with my degree. Like though I still have to get my diploma and graduate, but the actual attending to classes, passing worksheets and activity sheets, though I still have to pass this until this weekend, but this is the last synchronous class, or me attending to my class thing, and I'm so happy because right now I can have time to do things that I wanted to do, like read, to focus again on my hobby, and to, though I still need to review again for an upcoming licensure exam and another exam, which I will not tell because I don't want to jinx it anymore. Anyway, so I'm really excited to be doing this, or I'm really excited to be going back to reading again, and to filming more videos again, because to be honest, this is really exciting to do. This is fun for me to do, but fun for me to do because this is kind of a side hobby, a hobby adjacent to reading, and I really am enjoying it right now. Though the editing, I must say that I have a lot of vlogs, and I have a lot of vlogs already, which I only need to do is to edit it. But I really am not fond into editing right now. But yes, so I already have finished 4 vlogs right now, and I need to edit all of them. Aside from that, I'm going to make more recommendations videos, and yes. Anyway, so that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and to click the notification button, the bell button down below, so that you'll be able to see first all of the videos that I'm going to upload in the future. So right now, my posting schedule is every Saturday, and yeah, so that's it. Thank you again for watching this video, and I hope you have a great day. Bye bye.